Good evening, everyone. It is August the 14th. We are, look at Marsha is smiling so big. And we're going to continue on our sleep. Last week, we did the first part of this article in National Geographic. For the benefit of Martha, real quick, can each of you say something that you took away from last week? So, because we're going to pick up from there. Dorothy laughed. If not, it's say pass. Lisa, can you say one thing you picked up from last week that maybe Marcia could have? You said about the soldiers.
Oh, they were talking about how that if soldiers don't go to sleep right after a traumatizing event, that it doesn't sink in because stuff sinks in, whatever you have right before you go to sleep. And I said that wasn't practical because in my experience, when I was in Saudi Arabia, when you were done, you had been up, like we worked from as soon as the sun came up to the sun went down. So it wasn't really practical for us to not sleep right after something.
But didn't you have to get from one place to another?
Yes.
So there was a time that passed.
Well, no, I was specifically speaking about drivers because I was in a motor transport unit, and drivers would be on the road for 18 hours and just have a minute to sleep and go back on the road. We were so short and overtaxed. But
and Marcia, Bird Mom, can you share anything that we learned last week real quick with Marcia?
Nothing really comes to mind quickly.
Okay, and Dorothy, nothing for you either. And so, Martha, what comes to my mind are the diseases that are the result of not getting the correct amount of sleep. That was really a big surprise to me. Pretty much everything starts with deprivation of sleep. Tony, did you have anything you would share from last week with?
Yes. Dreaming. Everybody dreams, but I never used to remember my dreams. After I read this book, and I'm beginning to dream. I'm beginning to remember dreams. I'm having dreams that I remember. I never had that before. So I think because I read the article and why they do it, and that's a noble thing for all of us to do because we dream.
Yeah. So we're going to continue, and when we finish, we're going to end with Dr. A's chapter in how to get a healthy night's sleep. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. Oops, let's do it with sound. All right, let's go to play. Everybody can see this? Do you have to adjust your screen, Dorothy?
No, I can see it.
Okay, and for those that are catching this recorded, I hope you enjoy it as much as I hope we enjoy it. And I know I enjoyed preparing it, and it'll be made available for you in the room as soon as I get it uploaded. We have free, Lisa, you want to cover these two things?
10-day free challenge. It starts August 27th. I did the last one, and even though there's not points, I like the accountability and the tips just like in a regular challenge. And I can't see the bottom when I have something covering it up.
Okay, it's Crush Your Goals. It starts September 10th, and that's a 4-week challenge. So this challenge ends on August the 26th. You can get right into the 10 free day challenge just by signing up. I'm going to sign up for it as well. And then on September 10th, we start the next 4 weeks, and I'll provide all the links to all of that. So the article that we've been using to learn about sleep, it was in the August issue of National Geographic, and it's the science of sleep. So it really is very interesting. And like I said, when we get to the end of the article, which I think we will next week, then the following week we'll go into Dr. A's habit of sleep. Stages 3 and 4, we covered stages 1 and 2 last week. And stage 1 is very light sleep. The sense of falling is common, non-rapid eye movement, and light sleep. We enter a deep coma-like sleep that is as essential to our brain as food is to our body. It's a time of physiological housekeeping, not for dreaming. That's in stages 3 and 4. In stage 2, you can see these are 5 to 15 minutes, 5 to 15 minutes. Light sleep, your body temperature drops, your heart rate slows, non-rapid eye movement still. And then now we're broaching stage 3 and 4, and you get the slow wave, that delta sleep. Stage 4 is slightly different, but in the world of sleep study, they consider 3 and 4 one stage. And the body repairs itself. And again, you have that non-rapid eye movement. In stage 5, this runs in 10 minutes first cycle, up to 1 hour in subsequent cycles. Dreaming occurs, brain activity similar to waking levels, and you have the rapid eye movement going on then. Sleep cycle restarts after REM. So you're constantly going through these cycles during the course of any given night. Your brain is active and you dream. That's in stage 5. So I'm going to come over here to stage 1 and 2. You first fall asleep, but are not yet in a deep sleep. You are in a deep, restful sleep. Your breathing and heart rate slows down and your body is still. That's stages 3 and 4. And then when you reach stage 5, that's when your brain is active and you dream. Your eyes move under your eyelids in rapid eye movement. We hear that many times. So every animal, without exception, I did this for our animal lovers, which I think is all of us. Every animal, without exception, exhibits at least a primitive form of sleep. The 3-toed sloth snooze about 10 hours a day. Isn't he cute?
Yes.
What's his picture say, Lisa?
I like to sleep a lot, so I have the energy to sleep more. Sounds like
And some fruit bats manage 15 hours sleep.
wow.
That's a lot of sleep. And then the little brown bats have been reported to sleep 20 hours. Giraffes sleep less than 5. Isn't that so cute? Look how they curl up. I didn't know that.
But isn't it amazing? He's one of the biggest animals, and he sleeps little sleeps.
I know. I was looking at that. I would think he's very vulnerable when he's sleeping.
Probably, maybe that's why.
Yeah. I was fixing to say,
Horses
horses
typically-
sleep standing up.
Say that again? So horses typically sleep part of the night standing up and part lying down. Lisa, do you know anything about that? Tony?
They sleep standing up.
They sit standing up 90% of the time. When they get, if they're not feeling well, they'll lay down to sleep. Then you know they got a horse that needs some medical attention. If they sleep,
Yeah, when we had a horse, she laid down in the barnyard. We had her boarded, and she laid down in the barnyard. It was like 4th of July weekend, and we called the vet. The vet came out, and they thought it was something in the stomach.
Colic.
But it ended up, that she was pregnant, and it was the way the baby was laying. The whole way laying. And so there was, once we got her up, she was fine. But she was right down, laying down, which is very unusual for them. They're usually up all the time.
Yeah. So dolphins, I found this interesting. Dolphins sleep with one hemisphere at a time. Half the brain sleeps while the other half is awake, allowing them to swim continuous.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that interesting? Great. Okay, great frigate birds can nap while gliding, and other birds may do the same. Isn't that funny? I found that picture.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah, nurse sharks rest in a pile on the ocean floor, and the cockroaches lower the antenna while napping. So if their antennas are down, you know they're asleep. You can sneak up on them. Would you read?
that was funny, Connie.
Dorothy,
Yeah.
can you read?
Sure. Sleep
Thank
is ancient, and that's its original and universal function is not about organizing memories or promoting learning, but more about the preservation of life itself. It's evident natural law that a creature, no matter the size, cannot go full throttle 24 hours a day. Being awake is demanding. You've got to go out there and out compete every other organism to survive, and the consequences are that you need a period of rest to help cells recuperate. The mind after midnight. Where do you go when you go to sleep?
Marcia.
Okay. For humans, this happens chiefly during deep sleep stages 3 and 4, which differ in the percentage of brain activity that's composed of big rolling delta waves are present less than half the time in stage 4, more than half. Some scientists consider the two to be a single deep sleep stage. It's in deep sleep that our cells produce most growth hormone, which is needed throughout life to service bones and muscles. There is further evidence that sleep is essential for maintaining a healthy immune system, body temperature, and blood pressure. Without enough of it, we can't regulate our moods well or recover swiftly from injuries. Sleep may be more essential to us than food. Animals will die of sleep deprivation before starvation. You can survive without eating for weeks, but you can only live 11 days without sleeping.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
Interesting, huh?
Very.
Lisa, you want to read?
Good sleep likely also reduces one's risk of developing dementia. While we are awake, our neurons are packed tightly together, but when we're asleep, some brain cells deflate by 60%, widening the spaces between them. These intercellular spaces are dumping grounds for the cell's metabolic waste, notably a substance called beta amyloid, which disrupts communication between neurons and is closely linked to Alzheimer's. Only during sleep can spinal fluid slosh like detergent through these broader hallways of our brain, washing beta amyloid away. Lack of sleep contributes to Alzheimer's.
Wow.
Martha, do you want to read?
Sure. While all of this housekeeping and repair occurs, our muscles are fully relaxed. Mental activity is minimum. Stage 4 waves are similar to patterns produced by coma patients. We do not typically dream during stage 4. We may not even be able to feel pain. In Greek mythology, the gods Hypos, sleep, and Ceres, death, are twin brothers. The Greek may have been right. You're talking about a level of brain deactivation that is really rather intense, says Michael Perlis, the director of the Behavior Sleep Medical Program at the University of Pennsylvania. Stage 4 sleep is not far removed from coma or brain dead. While recuperative and restorative, it is not something you want to overdose on. At most, we can remain in stage 4 for only about 30 minutes before the brain kicks itself out. As sleepwalkers, at least, that shift can be accompanied by a bodily jerk. Even healthy sleepers wake several times a night, though most don't notice. We drop back to sleep in a matter of seconds. But at this point, rather than repeating the stages again, the brain resets itself for something entirely new, a trip into the truly bizarre. God of death, God of sleep.
That's the little figures in the back there.
Yes.
Hypnos and Thanatos. I had not heard about those twin brothers.
I never have either.
I found that interesting about the bodily jerk, cause there is on the occasion that I will jerk awake.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what that was. And I found that very interesting. Importance of sleep. Short little video. Come on.
Well, sleep is the most important thing in overall health. In fact, one could argue that being awake, we're awake so that we can build a house, we can eat, we can do things like this so that we can sleep at night. So it may be the question is, why are we awake? Sleep is the natural state for life. Mm-hmm. But when we sleep well, we feel alert, energetic, refreshed in the daytime, optimistic. We remember things, we learn things, we don't forget things, we have coordination, we react to the environment, we process multiple different things at the same time, and we do it accurately. Without sleep, we get depressed, we get moody, we don't remember things, we don't process things, we pay attention to things, perseverate, we sometimes call it, that aren't too important, we repeat it over and over again unsuccessfully, we don't solve problems. And poor sleep also causes immune dysfunction, so we don't fight infections well. It can lead to cardiovascular complications. It can lead to diabetes, obesity. Sleep really is one of the most important pillars of life.
All right. I'll get it back up there. And so coming next week, we're going to learn about diseases and prevention. According to the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, more than 80 million American adults are chronically sleep deprived, meaning they sleep less than recommended minimums of 7 hours sleep a night. During our lifetimes, about a third of us will suffer from at least one diagnosable sleep disorder. Getting enough sleep is just as important as eating well and exercising. So I'm going to minimize this. We could all see that, and that way I can see you guys. And Tony, you need to unhook yourself if you're not coughing anymore. Maybe you need a drink of water. So Lisa, why don't you start?
I couldn't help but be thinking as we were going through all of this, how the advances in technology, i.e. being able to look at what your brain is doing when you're asleep with scans and detectors, how enlightening that is. I've always known that sleep is important, but as we were going through all this, I just couldn't help but be fascinated with the technology that allows the scientists to do this research and share this.
A question comes to me while you're talking. Let me ask it, because I know that we have talked about how much nutrition has played into you coming from a very dark place to a normal life. But I wonder how much sleep was a factor there too, because when you were getting the nutrition, you still weren't getting the sleep. When did sleep come along, and how did those two factor into where you are now? Can you correlate that?
Yeah, I went several years with severe insomnia. Like I would be up for 3 days. So I know how the severe insomnia affected me. And when I was able to have my nutrition and be awake and active during the day, being active during the day and feeling better enabled me to sleep at night, because when I was having all the mood swings and whatnot, I would be awake or I would sleep for days, so there was no regulation. So the nutrition and being awake during the day affected me being able to sleep at night. And so since I was able to sleep at night, that made me better during the day. It was like a win-win situation.
So they were interconnected. That's interesting.
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead.
My brain is dead. I can't think, grateful, and share. Just living the dream.
Who are you passing to?
Martha.
My takeaway tonight is it's amazing how this has fit into my last probably 4 nights. I was always feeling, I don't know, I guess I felt guilty that it was Dick and not me and stuff. And I said that, Dick would not want this. And so I have been going to bed. I've been sleeping in the twin bed, and I get up in the middle of the night once to go to the bathroom, and I cannot believe the difference. I mean, I even look better than I did a week ago. I mean, a week ago I was a mess. Not that I don't have bad moments, but I'm doing a lot better. So I'm grateful for that, and that I'm eating better, even though I don't always want to eat. I have been trying to keep the 2.5, 3 hour schedule. And what I want to share most today is that I do think being around my children right now, I really needed it, but I'm also missing my home in Florida. But it's really been good, and getting to know my grandson now. He gives me hugs and kisses now. When I first came here, he wasn't. And only if Colleen told him to. and stuff and things. And I'm going to be on my own for a whole week because they're leaving next Saturday, a week from this Saturday, to go to the Outer Banks. Missy and her friends and some of her family have rented a 8-bedroom house with 11 bathrooms right on the ocean in the Outer Banks. So I will be here alone, but they're going to still track me. They put me on their location. But I'm so grateful for the girls because, and my son, though, he's in Syracuse, so he can't be here every day. But one of the girls come to see me or are with me at least for an hour. So it's nice being, Misty's right up the road. She's up on Snob Hill. I'm down here with the retired old people.
Well, I know you went to extra steps tonight to be here with us. And
Yes, I did.
It means a lot to me that you're back. I'm so happy to be able to see you and hear you.
Well, they showed me how to get, I was using my hotspot, but I didn't hit the button and it wouldn't let me get on. And they would come and do it. And I said, show me exactly what I have to do. So I've been practicing off and on all day.
Well, we're glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back. Let's see. How about Dorothy?
Okay, my takeaway tonight is how much I forgot about last week.
Get some sleep.
I probably need to get some sleep, I guess. What I'm most grateful for is that my mother is ill, and I took her to the doctors today, and they didn't put her on an antibiotic. We're waiting to see if it continues to run a fever. She has a doctor appointment on Thursday, but I'm hoping she doesn't have to go back on an antibiotic, but for right now, she's okay. And what I want to most share today is, Martha, if you want to Zoom sometime while your family's gone, let me know and we can Zoom.
That would be great.
Yeah, let me know. You've got my email address and
Yes, I do.
else, and I can send you a link and we can Zoom. So
that would be super great.
Okay.
I will share both of y'all's phone numbers with each other. I'll send you both each other's contact.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Bird Mom.
Okay. My takeaway tonight is also that I didn't realize the true importance of sleep, you know, what really happens in the body and in the brain when you're sleeping. So I think that's really fascinating. What I'm most grateful for today is the usual stuff. Having a great life, having great friends. And what I want to share most today is I just realized I forgot to get turkey and ham for the cats. Just realized it.
We have both if you need it.
We do?
Yeah, just come to the house. I'll give it to you.
Really, I just need like a half a slice of each. I just totally forgot. Thank you. Thank you.
Come here. I can take care of that.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Tony, you have to unmute yourself though.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
You know, that's what it is. No, well, my takeaway tonight again is the fact that I didn't realize that we actually almost die while we sleep. That's kind of weird, isn't it? You go into a coma. You know, that means that you're dead. Your brain is saying, "I'm not working." It takes a break and stops everything else.
That was strange.
But anyway, that was my takeaway. I'm grateful today because Connie's finally getting me back into the gym. And
All right.
I'm grateful that I got her to push me because I get lazy about going to the gym and in the exercise. And what I want to share most today was, again, this class of lessons, or to get together with you guys and learn things that we didn't know anything about. It's kind of nice. At my age, it feels fantastic that I could still learn.
Mr. 87 now.
87, but my brain's still going.
Wow.
I'm still learning. That's what I
Fantastic.
want to share that. That's it.
Okay, I'm the last one, so I'll take it. And Tony, I have to say that you're the one who brought this to me. And the whole reason that I decided to do this is I remember how much it changed me when we started learning about cortisol and the hormones and the body and the little tank, the big tank, the 2 little tanks, and how our bodies work. That really had an impact on me. And when I read about sleep and the way, and especially me, I was one of those people that I couldn't sleep. I wouldn't call it insomnia because I was really happy with not getting a lot of sleep. So I wasn't looking to fix that. But as I'm learning this, I can see the different ways that I was hurting myself. I wondered when I was reading this about if you stay too long in that 5, right? Stage 5, that you don't overdose on it. And Lori came to mind. I couldn't help but wonder if, because they say she died of natural causes in her sleep. And I have startled awake, and that just occurred to me when that happened. But what I'm most grateful for today is that our daughter is having a tumor removed from her brain. And we took her the other day, and she got through the process of mapping. That's where they go in and do a trial run. And, so when they actually do the surgery, they know everything, eyes, hands-on. They're not going in there with any mysteries. The way it was explained to us is the x-rays and the MRIs and the CTs give them a far-away view, but they need the actual view before they start mapping what they're going to do. So now she'll have the surgery, and we'll get that taken care of. And what I want to share most is I just love being here with you guys, and I thank you for your input, and I thank you for always showing up.
We appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, it's great learning stuff, that we can actually apply.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but next week, I think I'll probably finish up that article. I don't rush it because I think there's so much. I don't think you can fill it if you don't really cover it to the extent that they have researched it. And I don't want to miss anything, and I don't know what's important to each of us. So I consider it all important. And next week, we'll finish it. And then the week after that, I can't wait to get into Dr. A's habit of sleep. So that's going to be cool. Any final words from anybody?
Good to see you, Martha.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
You're looking great. You look great.
Yeah,
It is
difference.
unbelievable what sleep does.